Hi there, it's Deb Sellers with Douglas Elliman Real Estate, and I'm here with Kristine Bestler from Guaranteed Rate. She's been in the industry for over 20 years. It's just a wealth of knowledge, and I'm happy to have her. Hi, Kristine.
Hi, Deb. This is fun. This is fun. I can't wait to see what we're talking about.
Well, I have my weekly issues with various different buyers and sellers and questions they ask, and I love to be able to answer these questions, and they just they come up constantly. So one of the questions this time was about appraisals. And it seems to be, at least, here in California, we are having a hard time in this marketplace getting appraisals that actually meet the price. So my question
So
to you is, do tell about that. What
I
happens
oh
when they don't meet the offer?
right. Well, I've got a lot to say about that, so I'm going to try and shorten it. I'm in many, many, many states. This is not just a California problem. This is everywhere. And
Wow.
one thing we're noticing is if you're a smart loan officer, you're going to read that appraisal, number one. And then you're going to call the agent. You're going to discuss the comps that are on there before you get the buyer all riled up, right?
Good
Because
idea.
sometimes the comps are wrong. Sometimes they forgot a garage. Goodness knows I've seen houses shrink and expand in the course of 1 year with no changes ever happening to the property just due to a different appraiser. So we have to be knowledgeable. We have to look at an appraisal first
Right.
before we say, hey, it's short on value, because the appraisers are short on time. Loan
Yes.
officers, short on time. We're all short on time, but we need to take a moment and reread and relook. That's number one. But we do have three options. Let's say the appraisal's totally right, right? So, okay, if you're the buyer's agent, you're going to go back to the seller's agent and you're going to say, I'm sorry, this doesn't appraise out. Just like when you go to the grocery store and you buy a loaf of bread, you're not going to pay $10 if it's five. So you need to find a negotiation somewhere there in the middle. The other thing too is the buyer can actually pay the difference. A lot of buyers are paying more than what property's worth sometimes because they've got to get in there and compete for the bid. So they
Right.
can pay for that difference from the down payment. They've got to do their regular down payment, and then they would pay for that little extra difference, whatever that may be. And the last one is just when nobody can come to an agreement and the contract's voided and the earnest money is returned, and that's no fun. But
No.
let's first review the appraisal for accuracy and make sure that if there's something that was missed, we go back and we ask the appraiser those questions. Make sense?
So have you found that people look to try to get more than one appraiser in?
Well, especially in jumbo lending, sometimes it's required. Depends
Yeah.
on the investor. You've got a $3 million property, we're going to get to appraisers for sure. Okay. Sometimes one's an appraisal, one's a desk review. If it's 1.5 million, we probably just need one appraisal. So here's the other thing I really want to mention now that I just thought of it. If the appraisal comes back, and let's say we feel it's poor, let's say you and I are in the transaction together. You're the buyer's agent, I'm the lender, and we both feel that appraisal is poor. Well, then I go back to my management of the appraisal department and we request and we tell them why we think so. And in some cases, we can throw those out and get another appraisal,
Awesome.
and not at the cost of the buyer, by the way.
Okay, well, that's good news.
Mhm.
Yeah, it seems to be such an issue here because our market is a lot of sellers market. It's a seller's market. And there's multiple bids going on. So people are going above and beyond in their offers, which is, great for the seller, but only if it can get appraised properly. So I love all your solutions because I think that's exactly right. Either like you mentioned, three different things, right? For them to do, which I think is very helpful.
But
Thank you so
starts
much.
with us first, a good review first.
Yeah, you have to review it. And I think that's a good lesson for every agent because agents sometimes just goes, oh, well, it didn't appraise. And, I don't
So
think that's the right.
so do some lenders, so do some appraisers, right? They're
Yeah.
just moving too fast. And, I've had just a quick side story. I mean, you give somebody, if they're doing a refinance and suddenly their property's worth $80,000 less than just last year, come on. I don't think anybody's values drop that much in any particular area. So we
Right.
really do got to go back. And how mad would they be, right? They should be.
Absolutely. I
Nor
know.
do they want to pay for another one.
We had a buyer that was looking, and they did not appraise the property that they were looking at. It did not appraise, and we did exactly what you said. We looked at other comps in the area, and they had made a mistake. And so it was really smart to take a look at it and really spend the time. Because it was a mistake, we were able to get that through. So great advice. Great advice.
Thanks
Thank
so much,
you so
Deb.
much. I'm looking forward to talking to you next week where we have other questions that
I
pop
love
up.
it.
Thank
I
you.
look forward to it. Thanks, Deb.
Take care.